Hello guys, welcome back to the channel or podcast. This is my second time trying to do this video. Mainly just because the internet went out, but we're back, so we're fine. The draft is just complete, so I'm not going to be doing a walkthrough of it, but that is fine. I think you guys kind of get the gist of it, and I will probably just keep it this way because stuff keeps happening in between the videos. But at quarterback, and we're just going to be going down from wherever the pick was. So, no, not wherever the pick was, but by position. So quarterback would be first, and then the running backs, and the receivers, and the tight end, and the flex, and so on. So at quarterback is Kirk Cousins. I got him in the 9th round at pick 2. And pick 2 was the spot that this mock draft is at. So 9th round pick 2 for a quarterback that could probably be top 10 in fantasy is very, very good value. And there was other guys on the board that I did like, but I just didn't think that I absolutely was overjoyed with the fact of possibly drafting this guy. So you get Kirk, who is such a good talent, and you just gotta think, hey, does he really not belong on a roster? And that is, no, he doesn't not belong on a roster. He should be on every single league's roster, even if you're in like an 8-team league. He's still a very, very good backup. But after that, Kirk is the quarterback no matter what. But running backs here, I went back to back with my first 2 picks here. Round 1, pick 2, Austin Ekeler. He is such a good running back. He's great out of the backfield. He will catch a lot of passes. He'll get a lot of work in the red zone. It's just probably going to be a repeat of last year. And I think at the 1-2, that's still a good spot for getting the type of talent that he is. And I want you guys to know this is a half PPR league. And the CPU drafted Cooper Kupp at the 1-1. That is the dumbest thing I have ever seen. Justin Jefferson will have a better season than Cooper Kupp. That is such a dumb thing that the computer did, but it happens. Leonard Fournette is at the RB2. He's picked at pick 211. Now, I think Fournette won't be as good because of Rachaad White, but you gotta draft him just based off of the pure talent that he has for fantasy football. He's just such a good player that you gotta get him, and I got him. It was either him or Javonte or someone like that, but I just prefer Fournette over a guy like Javonte or a Zeke or something like that. Now at wide receiver, this was a pretty good spot to be taking him. Mike Evans was at the 4-11, and he's just a great red zone threat. He had a great fantasy football season last year. It was boom or bust every week, but he boomed in most of them. So he is just such an electric route runner in terms of deep/medium routes that he doesn't even have to be that good, but he is in terms of what he can do, like shifting around in his routes and everything. But you gotta think that he is just gonna have some sort of regression or a major progression, and I'm all in favor for a little bit of regression. But he's still a good pick. I don't think it will be that severe, but I wouldn't normally take him here in the spot. Like, I like Mike Williams, but I'd rather take a guy like Allen Robinson, who we got at the 5-2. So I just tried to pair up these guys. And I knew receiver was going to be very thin, so I just went for guys that have a ton of upside, and Allen Robinson definitely fits in that role at the 5-2. See, now, it is a bit of an overdraft from where it was going, but he is still a very good fantasy receiver in terms of he's going to get the ball a lot. So, and he'll get a couple touchdowns in the red zone and stuff like that. But Only problem I see with Allen Robinson is possible huge injury issues, because when he was with the Bears, I believe he had multiple slight injuries. Don't quote me on that, but if he did, like what I think he did, that is some worries there, because you don't know what weeks he will have those, just like any other player. But yeah, we took Allen Robinson. At tight end, you got T.J. Hockenson at the 6'11". That is an overdraft, but I needed a tight end. See, at the 1-2, that's just not where I want to be personally. I feel like I like to overdraft guys when I'm up this high in this sort of thing, just to get the players I want, and Hockenson was a guy I wanted. And I knew he wasn't going to fall back to me in my next spot, so I just decided, hey, there's like 3 picks in between. I can't risk the fact of not getting Hockenson, so, because the ADP is way too high, but I like Hockenson as a player, and I think he'll get a lot of catches, but I'm just so confused of what will happen with Hockenson. I just don't know, but I'm all in favor of him. Like, this is not a very convincing sort of thing on Hockenson or most of these guys, but Hockenson is either going to boom this year or is going to be a complete bust. I'm in favor of him booming, so that's why I kind of took him. He's just sort of a player that it's really hard to explain why I think he's going to be a boom. So, at the flex spot, we have James Conner, who we picked in the 3rd round at pick 2. He just has such great touchdown upside, and he'll probably get a lot of catches out of the backfield because Chase Edmonds is gone, unless, Benjamin would replace him in that role. But Conner will get so much work out of the backfield that I'm not really too concerned if he gets that receiving volume or not. And the 3rd round is just an absolute steal for a guy like Conner. Now at kicker, you got Jake Elliott at the 14-11 spot. He's just a kicker. Kickers are replaceable. Defense at the 13-2. I got Buffalo Bills last time, and I got them again because they're a great defense. Then in the bench, I have one receiver, and that's Rashad Bateman at the 7-2 spot. I think Bateman will break out this year in Baltimore, so I think that is an absolute snag at his spot. He'll get a crap ton of catches. That is just remotely known throughout the league. But besides that, at the 8-11, got Melvin Gordon, a nice depth piece at running back. And we had 5 running backs on this squad. I'll tell you the other one in a little bit here. But Melvin Gordon he'll be getting a decent share of carries for the Broncos. So he's just a good depth running back, especially in case Javonte gets hurt. So, yeah. Cole Kmet at the tight end spot in the backup sort of thing for T.J. Hockenson, I think was alright. You only need Cole Kmet to play 1 game for you, and I think, you're just going to have to live with that. Like, you will. Kmet is not by any means a great tight end in fantasy, but I think he has the opportunity to get a crap ton of touchdowns, and that will save his fantasy football season. My 5th running back on the team is James Robinson at the 11-2. Robinson is going to get like a 50-50 share with Etienne. Definitely not the snap share, though. That's just going to be running the ball. Etienne's probably going to get like 60% of the snaps at running back. But Robinson has just such a good touchdown upside in terms of the rushing game that I kind of had to take him at this spot because it's a good value. Excuse me. My backup quarterback is Jameis Winston at the 12-11. I don't know how he fell this far to me in the 12th round as a backup quarterback, but Jameis is like my 15th ranked quarterback. Like, I gotta take him. He's just such a good player in terms of fantasy value at that spot that I had to decide to take him. So, now I did. And that rounds out this mock draft at the 1-2 spot. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and we will see you next time.